from the holiday break. Now everyone wants to know what all the changes could mean when it comes time to file their taxes. Ohio Congressman Jim Renacci is a Republican on the Ways and Means Committee and a certified public accountant, so we couldn't have a better guest. Welcome to the Daily Briefing set.
Thank you, Darren.
Before we get to all these questions that I had from them, what do you think the chances are that you could get this done before Christmas like the president wants?
I think the goal is there. I know the House wants to get it done. I know the Senate wants to get it done, too. So we have two willing bodies who want to get it done. We want the president also. So I think it's going to come down to the Senate like everything else. It's going to see whether they get their bill passed. Well,
so while we have you here, we asked our viewers, what do they worry about when it comes to this bill? Because we talk a lot about the politics, like can you get it done? Will McCain or Senator Johnson vote for it? Here's the first question from Mrs. Garbanzo. He goes by @Datmayar. He says, in plain speak, how does the tax plan affect a married couple in Northern California with no children, making a combined income of $150,000, filing jointly with minimal deductions? Do taxes go up or down?
Based on the House plan, taxes will go down in that situation. You go from a $12,200 standard deduction to a $24,400 standard deduction, so they're going to get that break. And the other thing is we go from a 28% high rate at $150,000 to a 25% high rate, so they're going to get a little deduction there too. So in the
nothing like putting a CPA on the hot seat for these questions. All right, number two is from a guy named DC. He says he lives in New York, combined income of $160,000. Kids can't get a subsidized loan. Lots of college debt for us and them. State and local taxes. We need a break, not an increase. By the way, we both voted for Trump. So this is this issue of the state and local tax deductions that are eliminated in the bills.
Well, keep in mind, 70% of Americans don't itemize now. After you double the standard deduction, 94% won't. I realize there's some states with some high taxes that will, but here's the thing for New York. We eliminate the AMT. So now, even though you had those deductions, AMT kicked in for a lot of people. I know I was down in the makeup room and they were telling me it kicked in for them. So we're going to eliminate the AMT, and I think that'll help this taxpayer as well.
So this is very useful. All right, Tim Truver wants to know, he says, I own a small landscaping business and will be buying a lot of equipment next year. Will I be able to write it off on year one?
The goal is to, especially on the House side, and hopefully we get to conferences, you can write off all your equipment as you're buying it. So, yes, he would be able to expense all those things.
All right, the last one, I think. Well, maybe we'll get to two more. Why isn't this is from Luann. Why isn't anyone talking about the personal exemptions elimination? Aren't we just trading that for raising the standard deductions?
Well, there's some people say that, but the truth of it is when you double the standard deduction and eliminate the AMT, I think that makes a big difference, even though you lose the personal exemption. So every taxpayer is going to be different. You almost have to look at your individual situation.
It's like a speed round of accounting.
Yeah.
When you go to Thanksgiving, do you talk politics at all?
You know, it's interesting. We originally didn't. Now we seem to talk a lot more, just because I'm a member of Congress. In the business world, of course, we didn't talk it. But, yeah, we do talk it. We talk president. We talk all these issues. But we try and keep it to a minimum and talk about family more than anything.
So if you want people to support, what do you think they should tell their family members?
Well, I think in the end, people are going to get a lower tax break. They're going to have more money in their pockets to spend on what they want. And we're also going to be able to drive this economy. That's what we need. We've had 8 years of 1.5% growth. We need to grow this economy.
Well, I appreciate you being here. I think that was super useful. We'll have you back as people have more questions.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Congressman Jim Renacci.